writes the Torah, the book of Bereshit, Genesis chapter 18. And Adonai, God, appeared before him in a vision in an oak grove of Mamre. Adonai is one of the highest expressions of the name of the Supreme, going beyond the material comprehension, going beyond nature, the name that makes contact with the righteous, the mystics, and the righteous are the mystics for Zohar. The name that comes into contact with a man who is longing for God. Word for word means appeared to him or manifested himself. This is so theologically problematic. God appeared. He was seen. You do recognize the text, don't you? We're talking about Abraham. God manifested himself to Abraham in an oak grove called Mamre. Our sages of a period of Mishnah, the oral tradition, 1st, 2nd century of the new era, and thereafter, in the period of the Talmud, and all the Kabbalist mystics were fascinated by how he appeared. Surely he can't be seen. He exists out of time and space. He is not material. He is not a form. Sometime later, in the Middle Ages, Rambam formulates the main principle Eino Guf. He is not a body. He is not a physical phenomenon. So how can I see him? How could Abraham see him, let alone me? This is why this fragment was a motive which was constantly studied and played out by the Kabbalist mystics. Moreover, it's not just a vision. It's a vision of Adonai. It's not a vision of the divine power acting through nature. It's the manifestation of God coming into the sacred contact with a man's soul. How can you see this? Interesting that God appeared in Elonei Mamre. Elonei is a grove, a group of trees, oaks to be precise. And this grove was called Mamre. Why do we need to know? Why does Torah tell us the word Mamre? What can it mean? We have just read that every word in the Torah is part of the name of the Almighty. Is it so important for us to know what some grove is called? Somewhere in the south of the land of Israel. Perhaps it's important, and we will know it. And he is sitting. Everyone translates it as by the tent entrance, but it's not written so in the text. And he is sitting, it says. And the entrance to the tent is like the heat of the day, although everyone translates it as if he's sitting by the entrance during the heat of the day. Okay, it's possible to translate it this way. If I want to brush up text, if I want to make it digestible for a Russian or English-speaking reader or other languages. If you follow logic, yes, he is sitting by the entrance during the heat of the day, but it's not what it says here. Our Hebrew speakers here behind the screen can help me. And he is sitting there. Who is Abraham? We're talking about Abraham, we know who's sitting there. And then it says Petah HaOel. Petah is the entrance or an opening. Oil is a tent. This is the case of smichut, meaning conjugation of two words. The tent's entrance. But it doesn't say he's sitting by it. Then it would have been written Petah HaOel. And it says here Peter HaOel, the 10th entrance, and he's sitting there. Further on it says Kehom Hayom. Ke means like, but not during the heat of the day. Like the heat of the day. What is like the heat of the day? What? The entrance to the tent. There is no other way to read this. And he's sitting there. Who is Abraham? And the entrance to the tent is glowing like the heat of the day. Just like the heat of the day. What is this entrance to the tent that glows like the fiery heat of the day? Now when he lifted his eyes, Abraham did, Vayar and saw, and behold, 3 men appeared before him, and he saw them, and he ran towards them. And here it says, Mi Petah HaOel, he ran from the tent's entrance. And prostrated himself to the ground. And said, Adonai, if only I found favor in your eyes, I ask of you, please do not pass from beside your servant. What a picture. How? It said God manifested himself to Abraham, not men, and he ran from the entrance towards them. But where? From the entrance towards them. Deeper inside the entrance or further away? It's not clear. And why Abraham, the very same Abraham, who left Ur Kasdim, the man who revolted against idolatry, the same man who revolted against worshipping humans as gods or idols as gods, this very man prostrated himself to the ground before 3 men. And how amazing is his appeal to 3 men in the singular. Vayomer, and said, My Lord. Which one of them was he talking to? If only I found grace in your eyes, I am asking of you, please do not pass on from beside your servant. This is the text of the Torah, the text which we have to find our way into so we can read his name. One more citation, as if one wasn't enough. A citation from a different place. We read the Torah Bereshit, now it's Mishlei, the Proverbs of King Solomon. Renowned in the gates is her husband, while sitting with the sages of the land. Renowned in the gates is her husband, when he sits with the sages of the land. Those who know and celebrate Shabbat know the song Eshet Hail, the wife of excellence, which says that her husband is part of her pride. The husband's status and knowledge, meaning the knowledge of the Torah and the scriptures, as well as her achievements, her righteousness, that she is worthy of her husband, and she created such a husband. And that is why her husband is renowned in the gates, when he is sitting with the sages of the land. Well, we have been reading the Torah so far. Now let's ask the Zohar. And God appeared to him in Elonei Mamre. He appeared to him among the trees in an oak grove called Mamre. And Mamre obviously possesses the quality of the Hebrew verb, and the root of the Hebrew verb to see will have Aleph and Resh, the root from the word lir'ot, to see, the grove Mamre, or the grove of visioning. And it's not by chance that Kabbalists describe the trees, strong, powerful trees, as a stairway built from earth to heaven, just like the famous system of 10 Sephirot, or the system of stages or steps of the divine descent into this world. The stairs that Jacob saw while lying on a mountain and seeing ascending and descending angels are the trees. Through them, we see the divine light. Look at this light that comes out of foliage. It's the light of Keter, the supreme crown. It's the light of the starting point of the creation of this world. We can't see it directly. We can see it only through his stairway of descent into this world. If we understand correctly the Kabbalistic words that begin with, and God appeared to him in an oak grove, God appeared to him not in this world. At this very moment, Abraham was in this world only physically. During the summer heat, his consciousness was at a completely different place. His consciousness was at the oak grove of visions, or the vision. And he's sitting there. And he's sitting there. And Petah HaOel, the gates of the tent, are burning hot. They're blazing. They're glowing like the heat of the day. And the entrance is called Petah. I always dreamt of creating something like a three-dimensional hologram, but not all the dreams come true. So I tried to pass on my vision in a two-dimensional depiction here. Here's the entrance to the tent. Look, it's blazing red, and brilliant white light comes out of Keter. We can see it from beyond, and through this entrance we can go to all the corridors of divine emanation as it comes out of Keter, out of the supreme crown, out of the very point from which God descends into this world. It's terrifying to go through these gates because they're blazing hot. But it's not an incinerating flame. They're blazing with the fire of love. Here she is, the feminine nature of these gates. Here's the entrance. Here's the warmth and the disclosure of it. It's blazing kechom hayom, just like midday's heat. The Proverbs say, renowned in the gates is her husband. Renowned. Renowned when he sits with the sages. So who are these sages? Who does he sit with, this renowned man, and whose husband is he, if this is the feminine nature? And this is the entrance to the tent. And this is the divine presence in this world that Abraham can enter and be in the presence of, the name Adonai. Entering this Shar, the gates, he will be in the presence of the Sephirah called Adonai. And he is her husband. She is the Shekhinah, and he is her husband. And he, her husband, is renowned in the gates when he sits with the sages of the land, with Kabbalists, with those who with all their understanding, with all their essence desire him, and he descends towards them, he answers their plea, and he sits with them in the land. The land is not physical. Gan Eden, the Garden of Eden, the exquisite garden that is the land. The land is also the Shekhinah, the divine presence. She is also called the land because everything that exists in this world comes from her. She is the mother of all living things. And he is renowned. He is renowned, as it says in Proverbs, he is renowned in the gates. And where are these gates? If you find the gates, you will see him. But he sits only with the sages of the land. Rabbi Yehuda opened. And how does he open his way? How is he going to call on the divine presence? How is he going to call on the Shekhinah? It's simple. He will be calling his name, and she will appear in an instant. She will come immediately to hear about her beloved, about her husband. And Rabbi Yehuda is just about to begin.